What would I die for? The life force resting at the essence of my core. I don't recall applying it for no college job.
So yeah, this is another text that I had with a girl that I met up with. So here there's a little bit more time because she was also living in London. So there's a bit more time. There's not so much time pressure as it can be sometimes. So yeah, I just start off this time just with, hey, remember me. Yeah, that one can work as well. Just keep it simple, nothing too fancy. Hi Ed, yes of course, how are you? Absolutely splendid, and you? Very good, thank you. What are you up to tonight? So when a girl asks you what are you up to tonight, that can be interpreted as like, oh yeah, let's meet tonight, and she's super keen, but probably not, because she sent that at like 10:46, so it would have been a bit late at that point anyway. But even then, oftentimes it's not actually that she actually wants to meet you that night. It's actually, she's just curious, what are you doing, it's just kind of like small talk, but it's also about getting to know the person as well. You can get a pretty good insight into someone if they sort of ask you, what you're actually doing, on a particular evening. So I just reply with some boring stuff. Yeah, just finishing some business accounting stuff, and then just going to chill for a bit. What do you do for work? I was just tidying the kitchen. Now I'm ready for bed. So yeah, just talking a bit more about this stuff. I have a few online businesses, mostly digital marketing stuff. This is stuff that I would typically cover in the actual interaction, but in this case I most probably didn't, so that's why she's asking me. She says, I work as an accountant. Good morning, hope you have a great day. Thanks, you too. You must be very tidy and organized then. I am. What about you? What's your plan for the weekend? Meeting some friends tomorrow, then meeting you on Sunday. So that's a good way to kind of spike it up, actually, because it's been kind of pretty boring, this conversation so far. And so, that's the thing that a lot of guys don't do, is that when they it's kind of normal actually when you're meeting a new person, right, to kind of get stuck in this sort of boring rapport mode. But it's a lot of what this is actually about breaking rapport and not being afraid to just inadvertently just like spike the conversation, and just all of a sudden make it a lot more interesting, rather than just sort of staying at that very sort of stale place, that stale level. A lot of guys are afraid to do that. They don't want to sort of take that risk. But actually, it's actually more risky to not do that than it is to actually do that, because otherwise you're more likely just to get forgotten about, get friend zoned, or she might lose interest, etc. But anyway, so I just say, meeting some friends tomorrow, then meeting you on Sunday. Unfortunately, so she's outside of London. Good time to be there. You working on your tan? Yeah, I've become bronzed goddess. How was your weekend so far? That's good. I like the natural bronzed look on a girl. So here I'm just sort of qualifying her a little bit, giving her positive reinforcement. Pretty chilled, meeting up with some friends at the moment. Hope you have a good time with your friends. What are you up to down in Bournemouth? So this is actually quite interesting because she doesn't actually reply to me for a few days. And I'm thinking, okay, that's probably it for this one, which can happen, logistics can sometimes really fuck things up, and that's normal. You have no control over that, and you have to be okay with that, and that's why you have to play the numbers game. But actually, she actually does come back to me. She apologizes. Sorry, I forgot to reply to you. I wasn't ignoring you. Oftentimes, the reality is that girls are always on their phone, So when a girl says, oh, sorry, I forgot to reply, it's normally bullshit, but it's just that they, just life gets in the way, they're busy with stuff. Girls have a lot of sort of pressure, social pressures and stuff. So, but anyway, the thing is, she replies back, so that you just assume interest, and that's it really. So have you been? Pretty good, super busy. You went down there for the beach. Yeah, just wanted to get away from London, blah, blah, blah. Stressed out from work. Went to relax for the weekend. If a girl sends you a picture, that's always a good sign as well. Picture stuff. I don't even bother doing that myself. I'm too lazy to do that. But it can be good as well. Like if you're out and about, sending a little picture of something can be really good. and she's actually doing that herself. So that's always a positive sign. Yeah, so it must have been packed with weather. We've been having, is the accounting working you too hard? Yeah, but there are many people. We managed to find some quiet spots. Yeah, I had to cover extra work because my manager's on holiday. A lot of work, pretty relaxed. So she's just talking about like how she's just busy with stuff and a lot of work and she needs to relax. Then I just say, I shall bring more relaxation into your life. Again, it's sort of like breaking rapport in a way, but it's just spiking up the conversation. It's just making it a lot more engaging. It's basically, relating an otherwise sort of boring conversation back to her and back to the situation. And that's something that you should always try to do, not just in texting, but just in general, like in your interactions or when you're on a date with a girl. It's like you have like a relatively boring topic, for example, being stressed at work or needing to find some relaxation time. And then if you just all of a sudden just say to the girl, like, I shall bring more relaxation into your life, that's like a bit of a power play in a way. And it's just way more interesting at this point, way more engaging than just keeping it at that really sort of stale level where you're just talking about work and why she's stressed and why do you need to be more relaxed. It's just boring stuff, so we can just really sort of stay on topic but sort of spike it up a bit. That can be really powerful. And it's just simple stuff, really, just simple stuff. And yeah, so she replies, I would love to. How? First, let's meet. So yeah, again, creating a bit of intrigue. Are you free on Sunday? Yes, I am. Okay, we can go for a drink in the park if the weather's good. Okay, just to let you know, it's going to rain on Sunday. So yeah, okay, then, so obviously, in London, obviously it rains a lot, the weather's shit, that can sort of derail plans. But yeah, we can just skip the park then. Yeah, so it's just it's up to you to offer the solution and, do the thing. So yeah, then I'm just saying, let's meet at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So it's not even a question, just saying it as a statement, like, let's just do it. Again, the girl wants you to lead her, she wants you to be the one in control. So you should always be the one doing that. So she says, where? Let's meet the Piccadilly Circus. Sometimes girls will kick back a lot of the time because if they live in a different part of the city, it can be a bit annoying with logistics as well, But generally speaking, you should just stick to your plan. And sometimes if she is a bit far out, you can sort of meet in the middle. But you don't want to sort of bend over too much for her, really. Because it's just dumb. She shouldn't be dictating, how things are going to go. And besides, you're the one inviting her, so you don't want to just say, oh yeah, I'll meet you right where you are. If anything, it should be meeting in the middle. But ideally, you stick to your original plan, really. But yeah, so she says, can we meet more towards the south, maybe Clapham? But the thing is, I was meeting my friend before in East. I can just drive close. I can just drive there instead of hopping on the train. And then I just say, let's meet at Elephant and Castle. So I can't come today. It's raining. I thought you were coming by car. She's coming up with excuses at this point. And to be honest, normally I wouldn't entertain this. I'd just be like, I'd just drop it, because it's just dumb excuses, just annoying, just silly stuff. But yeah, then she's worried about the congestion zone, and yeah, she's actually wants to meet halfway. And so yeah, okay, fine, let's meet at Clapham then, 7:30. I guess it's too late now. Yeah, I went home because actually I was with another friend or coaching or whatever that day, so I was planning to meet her afterwards. But obviously I'm not going to stick around. I'm not going to wait for her to text. So yeah, I just tell her, yeah, I went home. It didn't piss me off too much because if I'm going out of my way to meet a girl, then that would annoy me. If I go all the way there at the agreed time and she's not there. But luckily I was already out anyway, so that didn't annoy me too much. And normally I'd never give them a second chance for that sort of thing. Anyway, I say, let's see if we can organise another day. Can't you just take the train to Central? Yes, I can. When would you be free? So yeah, so that's the thing. She's obviously likes to go in her car most of the time, but I'm just telling her, just take the train. Just do that. Otherwise, I'm not going to be prepared just to only go to places where there's, where it's dry, where you can park your car. busy week, probably Saturday or Sunday, free both days, good, let's make it happen. So yeah, again, it's like you're commanding her in a way. It's like, good, okay, let's just make it happen this time. Because honestly, like if it's the third time of asking, I'm not going to do it again after this point. You doing anything fun? No, just work from home and gym. Sounds like I need to bring you more fun than relaxation. Yes, I want that. How and when? Yeah, it can be kind of annoying when like there's a lot of time that's being elapsed in between having to meet her again, you know, and so you've kind of got to fill in all those sort of gaps. That can be really annoying. You know, it's not ideal because, you know, you do find you can lose a little bit of momentum that way. And yeah, it's just you'd rather just meet the girl just straight away, and then if you have to keep on delaying it, then it's like you have to sort of keep texting, and it can just be a bit annoying. That's why it's so much better. Like if you just get a number, text for a few days, set the date, just meet like there and then, and that way you don't have to keep texting back and forth and be doing all this pen pal stuff. And yeah, like because after you've like met the girl, and especially after you've slept with a girl, you really don't have to put much effort into texting anymore. Like it's literally just like a little bit of just normal chat plus logistics, and that's it really. You know, she should be pretty invested at that point to not even need any sort of elaborate stuff really. So yeah, so then it's just like, okay, first we need to meet. How is Sunday looking? I'm free on Sunday. What are we gonna do? Are you actually are you free tomorrow? Yes, I am. Okay, let's meet Green Park. Blah blah. Can you just take the tube? Okay, I will come to Central. What should I do? Good. What are we gonna do? I love long walks. Okay, good. Let's meet at 7:30. We'll go for a walk in the park and then a drink / coffee if there's time. Okay, see you soon. So yeah, so basically, you know, she's obviously kicking back a bit, and that can be quite normal, especially with like people who sort of live in far end parts of the city that you're in, and it's annoying, but it's just the reality of it. And sometimes you have to compromise a little bit. I know like some guys are just like they want to sort of just adopt that super like alpha male archetype. It's like, oh no, it's my way or the highway. But actually you do kind of need to compromise a little bit sometimes. And of course, yeah, you don't want to like completely, you know, lose the frame as such, but sometimes, yeah, you just have to compromise, because in the end it's like you've got to make it happen somehow. And it's not, and yeah, like what you don't want to do is just completely bend over to her like some guys do, where it's like, oh, where do you want to meet? They literally just ask the girl where she wants to meet, and they're always like bending over to her. It's like that's kind of the wrong frame. It should really be you dictating it, and she should follow your lead really. And then she says, okay, yeah, but I'm quite far away in the south or whatever. Then it's like, okay, let's see what we can do to make this happen, and see like if we can meet halfway or compromise a little bit. But that's just normal. So yeah, so this is just kind of an example of a text which is a little bit drawn out, and this can happen. This is quite normal sometimes. It's annoying when it happens, but you just have to kind of make the best of it really. And sometimes you just need to be a little bit persistent, rather than just kind of giving up too soon. Thanks for watching. If you want to be able to do what you see me do in these videos, head over to my online course, which covers pretty much everything you need to know about daygame to get to a good level and actually implement it in a manageable way. Link is in the description.